it's Anita from Scrappy Happy Mommy, and today I'm going to be making a little Valentine's Day card using my Create a Critter 2 cartridge, and the image I'm going to be using is found on page 37 of the manual, and it is the owl right here. So my card base today is going to be an A2 size card, and my sketch inspiration that I'm using today is from Cardz TV, and the sketch that I'm using today is sketch number 14, and there it is right there. So all of my sketches that I've used for Cardz TV, I've just gone ahead and put them in a little photo album, and this is a 4x6 photo album, and then just printed them off, and I have them all here. And I've gone ahead and started doing that with a lot of the card blogs that I do follow for sketch challenges. So in this card sketch, you do need an A2 size card base, and I've chosen to do mine as a white base. You also are going to need to have a mat, and this mat is going to be your normal A2 size mat, and mine is going to be measuring 4 going across by 5 1/4. And I also, behind this mat, made a different, another size as well. And this measures 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just to let you know. Just to give it a little bit of more of a pop, and you'll see why here in a second. And then, on top of that, we're going to put some rectangles as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my card mats together before I do anything else right now. Again, this is the 4 5 1/4, and it's going on a matte base that is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And again, going on to the card base itself, and the card base, again, is your normal A2 size card. And that would be your 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. So I thought that red just made the pink just kind of pop a little bit more off the page. So there is the beginning of my card. So as Mary's sketch says, you are going to need 2 rectangles, and these both are going to measure 1 7/8 on the top by 5 inches going down, and then there is going to be a little bit of a border going across, and this border is going to measure 3/4 by 4. And then the red mat that I put behind it is going to measure 1 inch by 4 going across. So I'm going ahead and just put those down really quickly. So again, the 2 rectangles are measuring 1 7/8 on the top, and then by 5 on the bottom. It's always getting these things lined up properly that sometimes I have problems with. So there's 1. And all of my pattern paper today is from the same stack, and it is the K & Company Valentine's Day. It's quite an older stack. I've had it for about 2 or 3 years. But all of the papers, of course, are double-sided. And so far, that is my card base. So there we go. So on the sketch that Mary has provided, she has used an oval, and I did not use the oval. Instead, I went to my Elegant Edges cartridge, and on page 36, I used the oblong shift and the shadow shift, and I cut both of these at 3 3/4. Again, these are found on page 36 of the Elegant Edges cartridge, and this is what I've come up with. So the oblong shift, I used a white, and I used my Cuttlebug Musical Flourish, and I embossed that. And then I used a red, the same red that's in the mat right here, and again used the shadow shift feature for that. I think Elegant Edges is one of my favorite cartridges. It's my go-to more than anything. So much neat variety. And there it is. And also for the inside, I used the exact same exact same cut from the Elegant Edges cartridge and exactly the same colors, and I use this for my inside sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down and the inside, and I'm going to be placing it on the same pink mat that is on my card base itself. So no huge change on that. I'm just going to head and put that in the inside of my card to start before I get any of the other images or anything done. And that is the inside of my card right there. And that stamp set right there comes from Cardz TV, and it is the Happy Days. And this has so many sentiments for all of those holidays and seasonal types. And there it is right there, the Happy Valentine's Day. So that's the one that I used for the inside. So for my outside, again, I have everything ready to go. And that is going to go somewheres up around here, a little higher than normal, and that is for my sentiment. And the sentiment that I'm using comes from Cardz TV for the birds, and that is the sentiment right there. Owl, always love you. And this is such a sweet little stamp set. I haven't used it in a long time, but there it is, perfect right there. Owl, always love you. And that is going to go towards the bottom, right about there. And again, putting that up a little higher. So I'm going to go and put my sentiment on to start with. And then I'll show you my image that I'm going to be using today. And also just going to put the mat on itself right now as well. Make sure it's centered up nicely. And there it is right there. Okay, so as mentioned, my image today is coming from not Cardz TV, sorry. My image is coming from Create a Critter 2, and I use the owl, and this is the heart owl found on page 37. And so I use the heart owl, the shift feature, and the layers right here, and all of those were cut out at 3 inches, and there is my finished little owl right there. So, and I've already gone ahead and put it on some foam tape. And there she is. Perfect, just like that. So, thanks for watching, and I think I might possibly put, at some time, a little heart down there. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. Just like that. There. I'll always love you. Perfect. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've inspired you a little bit to start your Valentine's Day cards, because it's not that far away. Have a great night.